What's up, Josh Paul? It's a Messianic King. I'm not going to get too ignorant because that's why God shuts my phone off. But, because he's like, you get too wound up. But, like, see this? Because the root of my tooth, as soon as I came down off the mountain, swole up, man. Swole up. Well, what's that mean? Because Lady of the Broken Pencil. No, man, because you know what? Because you don't know your Hebrew. Because one of these means tooth. The root of Jesse, the stump of Jesse, the root, tooth. Dude, it's the God blessed Lady of the But I'm not going to get into too much of that, man. Sometimes I feel like the Incredible Hulk, but not like the Incredible Hulk like David Banner, man. I fucking like every time, like, I'm like, oh my God, that was the worst time I had to go in and come out. Because I don't like go in, like, it's just like, I go into, like, these spiritual worlds, man, and then I got to come out, and it's like, I was like, oh my God. And it's like, this last time was pretty harsh, man. But I always say that, man. But I feel like Dave Banner, I wake up, his clothes are all torn. He was the Hulk. He's wearing shorts. He's all messed up. That's why David Banner's life. Like, David Banner's not like the Hulk. Like, everybody's like, oh, the Incredible Hulk's like super cool. Yeah, but most of the time he's like David Banner. He's like walking around. Doo, 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 doo. He gets to be the Hulk every once in a while. But that's probably not even really that cool, man. Because then he wakes up and he's like, oh my God, I shouldn't have took the whatever he took, man. The concoction he made, he's like, oh my God, what did I do? Anyway, that's not the point of the story. I'm going to get to the important part. So, God, like right after the woodpecker video, man, after God wants me to go that way, it's called The Carpenter, right? And I didn't want to go that way because I knew how far it was, but the GPS said, oh, it's only flat. It's only going to go from 1,000 to 2,000, right? That's what it said. God lies to me. Let's not say lie, but he knows, like, if I would have known, but I was like, okay, well, at least it's going to be flat, right? But that way I can go up and I can get on some buses. I can just hang out for 4 or 5 days. But he's like, no, I need you to walk back because we need whatever. I'm not going to get into what we're doing, man. So I'm like, okay, so I'm walking through this thing, man, right? And it's flat. And I'm like on these back roads, man. And it's like fucking Deliverance. Like, I'm in the middle of nowhere, man. Like, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Nobody goes down these roads. Like, in fact, I come up and this guy comes out, right? And he pulls up. He stops the road down and he has no teeth. He goes, where are you going? I go, yeah, I'm going to Reno. Reno's that way. You need to go back that way and go to Boca. Well, God told me to go this way. Wait, I'm not arguing. I just looked at him. I go, can I get a cigarette? He goes, well, you can probably get a ride. Blah, 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 whatever. I mean, this is the backwoods, bro, in Truckee. Like, in the mountains, like, on the verge of the mountains. Like, there ain't shit. Like, you can disappear a body out there, bro. So I'm like, okay. And I start thinking about it, and I go to turn around and walk back. But I know I'm close to Stampede Reservoir. And I need some water, man. I'm like, I'm not fucking walking. I'm like, I've already walked he's like, well, it's a lot quicker you go back to the highway. Yeah, I know it's a lot quicker if I go back to the highway. That's why me and God were having the argument about like, I want to go that way because I know I can go get on the highway. And I know it's a lot quicker. And if I go this way, I know. I looked it up, man. I didn't just start fucking walking through the shit. God told me with the woodpecker to go this way. So I looked at him. I go, well, you know, because you're from here. And I turned around and I started walking. I walked about 200 feet and I stopped. I'm like, fuck that dude, man. I'm almost to the Stampede Reservoir, man. So I keep walking and the sun's always going down. That's how he does me, man. The sun's always going down. I'm always on the verge of like sun. And the sun's going down, man. Where am I going to stay? A bear could come out and eat me, you know. I mean, I don't really trip with it. But I mean, like, that's what normal people would be thinking. I'm not normal, but that's what you would be thinking. So I come up, man, and I still haven't hit Stampede Reservoir. I don't even know what it is. My phone's died. You know, it died like fucking hours ago, so I don't even know where I'm going. Like, I mean, I kind of know because I looked at the map, but that's all I got, man. So, like, it's like you come up on these turns, it's like there's no direction arrow, there's no sign, and this lady comes down, right, and she's going, and she got this dog, and she's on this little fucking thing, and going to check her mail, right? Her dog's barking, and I walk up to her because the sun's going down, and there's like, I'm at this Y. There's a road going this way and a road going this way. And I go up to her and I go, yeah, I'm going to Reno. She says, Reno, lately. She got no teeth either, man. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm going to Paradise. Paradise, what is it? What, you don't even know, man? It's like fucking the next county over. But they do that out here in the mountains. They act like they don't know where the fuck because they don't want nobody coming out there. They don't want to tell anybody. I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for Stampede Reservoir. She goes, I don't know. There's a sign right over there. So there was a sign right over. So I go to look at the sign. She goes, oh, that road's closed. Oh, that road's closed out here in the middle. No, I'll walk down that fucking road by. I'm like, all right, whatever, man. She goes away. I walk about 100 feet, and there's this sign that says Stampede Reservoir, 2 miles away. You live right here. You know Stampede Reservoir is 2 miles away, and still you wouldn't tell me where the fuck it is. That's how they are, man. So I'm walking, and then the sun goes down. Right as I get to Stampede Reservoir, I walk up into, I'm not going to get into Stampede Reservoir, whatever. I sleep there. I sleep at Oxbow. It's time here on the beach, man. I'm like, oh, man, God's so cool, man. Because I got water, man. I got water. You know what I'm saying? I had some food they hooked me up with in Truckee. I got a fucking sleeping bag. Right when I got into Truckee, there was a sleeping bag, there was a blanket just sitting there, and some food. For real, just sitting there. I'm like, man. Because, like, I leave everything behind, man. And the reason that I leave everything behind on this journey, I thought it was for other reasons. It's because he doesn't want anything to be a relic. No one's going to have any of this stuff on this journey that I've gone on with God. There's going to be nothing to pray to. Ominous Dominus to this bonus. Mary came down. Right? The broken pencil of Mary. Blah, 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 blah. I'm getting to that. And that's going to be very important. So I sleep there at Oxbow. I come up on some food. Right? I leave, whatever. So I'm walking to Paradise. Right? And I get to this point to where I know there's this. I had my phone on for a little bit of time again. I don't know how, because I had shut it off, but I had like a little bit of battery. And I know there's a Davies Creek up here. Davies Creek, David. I'm like, okay. But I don't know the elevation or anything. And I get up, and there's these race people like sitting here as I turn right. There's all these loggers coming in. This is out in the middle of nowhere. There's a logger truck. Like every hour, a logging truck would go by. But then I turn and I'm on this, it's called the Historic California Trail. It's like the Immigrant Trail or whatever, man. The Mormons walked or fucking whoever. I don't even know how they got through it, but like it's all dirt. Right? But there's like these race people. I'm like, what the fuck's going on, man? All of a sudden, the elevation starts going up. I'm like, what the fuck? And it just keeps going up. It just keeps going up. And it's supposed to be flat, man, because that's what the GPS. It's not. I'm going up a mountain now. Right? I'm walking up. But I'm cool, man, because the other times, like when I was in Colorado, I had fucking time. And the last time that I had to go to, or not the last time, but 2 times before that when my leg was hurt, man. So I was injured. And I couldn't walk it, man. And it was winter, and I hate the cold. But now I'm like, you know, I'm cool, man. I'm just going up that motherfucker, whatever, dude. I got no water because he's always like, don't take no food. I'm gonna provide you. Don't take a blanket. Whatever. Don't take any water. So I get up to the top, right? Fucking the very top, man. And I still had some phone battery left. Or no, I don't. There's a map. Because when you get up to the top of the elevation, I don't know, 5,500, 5,700, whatever it was, man. Right? And I don't know how far I am, because there's like a sign every once in a while. It's like, Paradise is 7 miles away. I don't know how far I am from Paradise. It's 7 miles away, but they don't count going up the mountain. So it's probably like fucking 12. Right? They don't count. I don't know how they do that shit. I get up there, I'm like, okay, man. I look at this map, and there's a creek, Davies Creek. Right? But I had already crossed Davies Creek like down the way about like 8 miles back. But it runs back up. But when I crossed it, there was no water. So I'm like, there's probably no water up here because there's no water down there. Right? But I'm like, okay, I'm just going to walk through here. I'm going to go fucking find out. Like, I'm going to test it because I don't have any water. I need some water. I mean, I wasn't dying, but. So I go off on the path because there's a map there and fucking whatever. I walk, and I get to this point to where, and the whole time that I'm walking, here's the important part. The whole time that I'm walking, this conversation starts going in my head about Mary. about the apparitions of Mary. And for some reason, it started running through my head, the apparitions of Mary and fucking Uriel and all this stuff. Like, and I'm just sorting through it because it's a big deal, man. All you people are like, it's a big deal for me to say, you guys are praying to Satan. But y'all are. It's Satan. Right? But it's a big deal for me to say that because I am the Messianic King. And I got to make sure when God tells me something that it's right, it's correct, right? But for some reason, the whole walk, I'm dwelling on this, and I'm going through this, and I'm going through the. He says, reflect on my words, Joshua. Reflect on. I'm reflecting. I'm fucking going through. You're everything that I know. You're blah blah blah. This and that, and the whole fucking time. I'm not like this one priest I saw. I was like, hey sheep. Hey, no, I'm sitting there. I'm fucking reflecting on it, man. Right? I'm going through it because I want to make sure. And I don't know why it all of a sudden started up, but. That's what he wanted me to. He just wanted me to concentrate on. So I walked through this. I'm walking to go to this Davies Creek, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, and I'm sorting it through it. I'm like, Uriel's the one he sends for prophecy. He doesn't send Mary. This is what I know. This is what I know when he came to me. This is what the blah 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 blah. It's me and him having a conversation. I sit down. I eat the little bit of food I have. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to go back because I'm at the top of the mountain. So now that I'm at the top of the mountain, Moses, go to the top of the mountain. I know it doesn't matter how far it is. The rest of the way is downhill, right? The rest of the way is downhill, so whatever. So I get back, and when I get back, there's this truck. There's this RV guy sitting there, right? Just sitting there, man. I go up, man. I'm like, hey, man, you got a ball? He's like, yeah. Because he's waiting because there's a race going on. It's called the RTO, man. It's the Reno Truckee fucking Olympic race. They go from Reno to Truckee to Olympic to Truckee back, right? But he gives me this water. I start walking downhill. As I'm walking down the hill, all of a sudden these racers start passing me. Hundreds of them. Like one at a time. That's how you know that I was on the mountain, because you can go check the Reno Truckee, right? And they all saw me because I was waving. I was talking like for the first like quarter mile, man. I would tell them, I was like, yeah, you're almost to the top. A couple dudes said, you're going the wrong way. I'm like, I already went up, dude. I'm going down, man. Like fucking, what I'm saying? A couple dudes were like, I wish I was going your way. And then when I got to the end, man, I saw some people. I was like, yeah, you're going to be hurting because it's a long way up, man. You're already hurting. But whatever. Right? So all these people saw me coming down the mountain. But that's not the important part. The important part is there's all these people running up this hill. Or up this mountain. As I'm walking out, running. I get to this point to where there's a break between people. Right? And right there, laying under, as I'm like debating this Mary thing, right there, laying in front of me, I almost step on it, is this white snake. There's a white snake just sitting there. And as soon as I step, the white snake goes up. He goes up the hill. And there's like this little tree. And he goes and he snakes around this little tree. Right? And then he goes off. I sit there and watch him, and then actually a couple of dudes came and ran by it. I'm like, hey, I'm just looking at the snake. As I'm like debating this Mary thing. Right? So that snake thing happens. I continue debating, and I'm walking down the hill. People are coming up. I'm like there was a water stand like about halfway down. I drank water, and then the whole time I'm like thinking, like every time like somebody would come, because after a while it became like somebody every like 5 minutes. I'm like, because I didn't know how far I was from Verdad, but every time I would see somebody, I'd be like, oh, I'm still far away, man, because if there's still people running up, right, I'm far away. I'm still not close to town because these people are still part of this race, right? Anyway, crazy people, say rules. Anyway, man, so I get down, and as I get down, I get into town, man. And once you get down off the mountain and get into town, there's still a long way to go until you get into town. But as soon as I get into town, man, and I cross over the Truckee, yeah, exactly, guys. As soon as I cross over the Truckee, there's this dead snake that's been run over. Right? A dead snake, man. Run over. I just saw the white snake. There's a dead snake run over. I just saw this white snake, and he goes up into the tree. No, there's a dead snake run over. I'm like, okay. I'm still having this conversation about, like, Mary and the apparitions, and this saying, Ominous Dominus, Lord of the broken pencil, blah, 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 we make up our stuff, we make everything up, it's tradition, right? So, it's tradition, so it must be true. Tradition on what? It's like, yeah, there's Hebrew tradition, too, that supersedes your tradition. Not Ominous Dominus, 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 traditionist. Anyway, man, so I walked through Verdi, man. Stuff happens. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm walking to Reno, man. It's fucking far war. I've still got a long way to go, man. I come up, and as I'm about to go into Reno, there's another ran over snake. It's the second ran over snake. I don't want to see a snake. There's a white snake up there. He goes up in the tree, run over snake, and there's another run over snake. As I come into Reno, right, I come up on this bridge. He's like, go to this bridge, right? He tells me, he's like, go to this bridge. I'm like, whatever. It's not like, this is my son. I'm not going to tell you every time. I go up to this bridge, right? And on this side, there's a girl fishing. On the other side, right on the Truckee River, I go up to it, and there's this shrine built, right? There's a shrine, man. There's like this seat sitting over here. There's all these rocks stacked up. There's this picture over here. There's this calf, a broken calf, like a calf vase with a plant inside of it. It's broken. Moses coming off the mountain with the 10 Commandments, the golden calf. The snake was up there. I was just seeing 2 dead snakes. Broken calf, man. I look, and I pick up a rock. And first I walk by it. Right? And then I walk down, like, right, so the calf's here, the seat's here, there's rocks built up. It's a shrine, man. And right there on this rock, next to the river, is this black snake sunning itself. For hell. I walk back, I pick up this rock, and I throw it to knock down, because I was going to go down into it. I'm like, I'm not going down in there. I knocked down one of the statues of rocks built up like a shrine. Bam! I knocked that down. Then I picked up another rock, and I went to throw it to hit the calf, but the calf was already broken, and it missed. And I said, I'll just let God take care of that. So then I walk over, and the snake's there, and I'm like, I'm going to fuck with the snake, man. So I pick up this dust, and I throw it, and the snake slithers off into the white snake. Goes under the tree. Dead snake. The black snake. The golden calf. Moses comes down off the mountain. I'm sitting here running through my mind about marrying these apparitions. Do you think God's telling me, it's tradition? Yeah, you guys are worshiping Satan. That's what God... See, I didn't just base this just on the facts that I know. Biblical facts that are truths. That deny everything that you guys are talking about. There's the apparition. That's why God took me up there. Ominous Dominus! I mean, you guys can do whatever you want. I know where God's fucking taking all this. I'm just warning you. You've been like, and then as soon as I come out, right? And whatever, man. There's a lot of other stuff that me and God do. I don't tell you like every fucking 10 seconds because it's like constant. The first thing he shows me before he takes me to the church, and it says no trespassing, private property. Yeah, that's a fucking great thing to have on a Catholic church, man. Ominous Dominus, no trespassing this, you can't come in, private property. Does God know that? Does God know that you put up that sign? Ominous Dominus, 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 Dominus. Right? But before that, man, he shows me this thing in this paper. He says, open this up. I open it up, man. It's about the summer blockbusters and the Wolverine and whatever. It says, it's a tepid summer. You know what the first thing that comes up? You have been found, you were lukewarm, and I'm going to spew you out of my mouth. That's what he was telling me, man. Ominous, Pope Francis, you're a liarist. But anyway, man, that's the journey. Messianic king. And then this the root swells up. Which one of these means tooth? Do you know your Hebrew? Ominous, Dominus, Hebrews.